Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Taulantia Campaign. My voice is failing me today, so apologies about that, but we're going to press on here because I wanted to play some Imperator Rome, so you'll also have to bear with my kind of scratchy voice today. Last time, we took on the Greek city-states along the coastline to great success. We then also switched our capital from Illyria Graeca, our homeland, over to Liburnia, and made the city of Ionona our capital city. Now, it does say here that Liburnia has negative loyalty, but that is not true. You can see here that the capital province is always loyal. This will probably be reset to 100, or it will just be frozen there forever when we have the next monthly tick. I guess we'll see what happens there. We also need to go ahead and restart our trade import system because we lost all the previous imports and we have to reorganize that. We have 4 slots here because we've been doing the business investments and whatnot. Now, something kind of nice that is continuing here in Illyria Graeca is the 2 glass trades we were doing with Egypt. Those don't go away, and this is something from my previous campaign I noticed as well. We just keep trading for glass, which I'm not entirely sure if this actually does give me... yeah, it looks like it does. Glass from Decapolis and glass from Galilee. Those are 2 Egyptian holdings at this time. So we keep getting the income from that. And also, more importantly, we keep getting the local citizen happiness plus 8% in Illyria Graeca from that. We do want to have a lot of citizens over here. Even though it won't be the capital province, Epidomnos is still the provincial capital, and we're going to still have a lot of Taulantian citizens living over here. So we'll go ahead and do that, but I first wanted to mention a bit of a wild idea that I had. And that is, what if we just invaded Rome? Now, you might be saying, what are you talking about? But hear me out. Things actually look kind of promising for a completely out-of-nowhere, unplanned invasion of the Italian peninsula. Not to annex anything, necessarily, more so just to cause some serious damage to Rome's core, plunder a huge amount of money and slaves, and then to skedaddle away on our ships before they have time to stop us. Basically a sort of Viking raid type situation, more than an invasion to conquer at this point. Oh, obviously I want this land for myself someday, but we're not in a position to really contest Rome for the peninsula, but we might be in a position to come in and smash them up and steal their stuff and leave, which is, of course, historically what more people did with the Italian peninsula. Only a few people were bold enough to actually stick around and try and rule it. But here's what's going on to give me such a crazy idea. I looked at all of their ports, and they don't have any level 3 ports. Now, they do have a 23 ship fleet. And because they don't have any level 3 ports anywhere in any of their territory, and I did literally look at all of their various ports to confirm that, unless the fog of war lies to me, which I don't think it does for something like this. This means they have, at best for them, 23 triremes, which they probably have a combination of triremes and Liburnians, the 2 light ships that level 1 ports can recruit. The reason I'm saying this is you need a level 3 port to recruit medium ships, and I also don't have a level 3 port. I actually don't even have a level 2 port. But what I do have is I have 48 Liburnians, and I actually will have, I have 38 Liburnians, and I'm actually going to have 40 Liburnians within a couple months. And I'll tell you, my Liburnian stack, especially merged together, can absolutely defeat their navy, which means I, at this moment, before they build a level 3 port somewhere, will have naval dominance over Rome. Now, because I have naval dominance, as long as I can keep track of where their navies are, probably they have 1 navy that's put together, probably over on the Ter Hinnom side as opposed to the Superum side. If I can get some ships over there to find their navy and just keep track of them, here's what I can do. Now, Rome in this game, I don't know if it's Rome specifically or some of these AIs, they're just not very good at fortifying pre-existing cities. And Rome on the Italian peninsula conquers a lot of cities in their game. And you'll see here, just looking around, there's a lot of cities that don't have forts, including around Rome. Now, Rome itself has a monstrous level 3 fort, so we're not going to be getting at Rome directly. I don't even think I have enough men to take on Rome directly. What I can do is sack Lavinium, Tiber, Waiti, Ostia, and all around Nepete, Tarquinia, Kose. I can sack Vetulonia, I can sack Populonium. Look at all these unfortified cities. Pisna as well. Even Portus Veneris, all over the place. Yes, places like Cortona and Plestia and some other spots, they do have forts here or there, but it's not consistent. And I actually think they've destroyed some forts that start in some of these cities. I think Kosei starts with a fort. Maybe it's Wetulonia. Don't recall, but either way, Rome has a ton of unfortified cities, and these are super rich areas filled with people, filled with money, which we could take and really supercharge our early game. Now, what I'd been planning to do is just take the next episode or two, do a couple wars against Cotinia, Latobicia, Carnia, Istria, all the people who own land in the Illyria region still, just sort of finish off our northern borders, and then once Epirus finished their war against Macedon and was probably able to annex Bylis, and also possibly more southern stuff. Then we turn on Epirus, or I shouldn't really say turn on Epirus, we turn to Epirus, take Apollonia, integrate that into our core, and we'll sort of finish off gaining all of the region, and then also start conquering Epirote land and start moving into Greece. But Greece, if you'll note, is extremely fortified. The Greek city-states love to build these forts on every single tile because the city-state AI loves fortifying itself, which does make sense. So actually annexing my way through Greece is going to be an absolute slog. So what would you rather do? Go into Greece, which, yeah, it has a lot of people, and it has some pretty good land, but it's also super, super fortified. It's split between hundreds and hundreds, basically. I mean, not literally, but effectively, dozens of different tags, different factions who all have complicated alliance networks, people like Sparta and Athens who have their own complicated mission trees that give them special things. The Antigonids looming nearby and always keeping an eye on the situation and possibly getting involved. And they actually own territory in Greece. They actually own places like Corinthos and whatnot. Or go for Rome, where there's tons and tons and tons of completely unfortified, super rich cities where they have, and yeah, so basically here's what I'm saying. Rome would make for a very good raiding target, and I'm not looking to annex land from Rome right now. I will eventually want to own this land. It's very close to my core, but not yet. I'm not able to contest the Rome nation for it. They absolutely can beat me 1-to-1. Which is why it's good that I won't have to fight them 1-to-1. Also notice this insane population. Yeah, we are looking at an absolute monster right here. The Italian Peninsula is some of the best land in the game. Arguably, the only land that I can think of that really competes with it is the Nile region, the sort of Tigris-Euphrates region, and southern India. Everything else just pales in comparison. And here's the key thing. Rome is currently distracted in a war they're losing against the island peoples over here on the Balearic Islands. I have no idea what's going on over here, how Rome is screwing this up so badly. There's no forts over here that I can tell. I guess they must have just lost their provincial capital. But the Roman legions are surely distracted by this. And they are now almost bordering Carthage directly. Carthage is not involved in any wars. Carthage has basically taken over all of North Africa. Carthage is in a really good position to fight Rome. And maybe if I were to show up and maybe bring in an ally on one of Rome's borders to distract them and go in and essentially do a landing invasion on the Tyrian, or excuse me, the Tyrrhenum side, over here by Ostia, maybe up along the Etrurian coast as well, sack a bunch of cities, take a couple unfortified provincial capitals to get the war score, to then get white peace after a couple months. Because here's the thing, a war against Rome in which they were just allowed to conclude their business on the islands, get their legions organized, then march over my direction, it would be a disaster. I couldn't beat them in a straight-up fight. But if I have naval dominance, I can force them to take the land route through multiple tags, including, Lingonia, Veneto, and Istria, not all of whom might give them military access. And this is one reason to maybe hold off on an Istrian war. It's one more tag they'd have to, barter with to actually get military access. So this plan is completely crazy. This is very out of character for me. I usually don't come up with big plans like this, and an invasion of Rome to basically go in there and just cause some damage and screw up their progression, because this is their early game right now. They are still getting ramped up, and really the key thing that will push them over the edge is when they finally get to Africa. When they actually annex parts of North Africa, that's basically when they're going to have the resource base to be essentially unstoppable, and they're my next door neighbor, so I gotta be really careful about that. Now, how's the best way to go about this? I think my best call is to ally someone who borders them, and have the ally distract them and take the brunt of their legions. I'm thinking Bowie. Bowie directly borders them, actually, on most of their northern front. They have their own ally, Senomania, who might be able to get called in, but that's not a huge problem if they're not. But critically, Bowie is actually split around these mountains, which means, and also look at all these forts here. There's tons and tons and tons of forts in this nation for some reason, so they're going to be able to distract the Roman legions with a belligerent directly on their border, who they can focus on sieging down. And as long as, again, I know where they're, as long as I can tell where the Roman fleet is and I can snipe it before they can move troops over, I can protect my coastline and then take my troops over, which I should also note at this point, I have a 6-size Illyrian force. The one thing that is an issue here is if I just had a Greek province, I'd have 2,000 more men, which would really help with this particular endeavor. Not that I could ever hope to actually outnumber the Romans soldier-wise, and I probably shouldn't be even trying to take fights, but it would just give me a lot more flexibility. So that's the thing I have to decide here, is do I try and get Greek holdings somehow, maybe by fighting Epirus, but again, I want to wait till they finish off Bylis. If they had Bylis, I'd just attack Epirus now and then go for Rome. Not to mention, I don't know how much longer the Balerian War is going to distract Rome. They may be able to clear that up pretty quick. So the other idea is I actually ally Carthage and start the Punic War myself by dragging Carthage into war against Rome. But Carthage isn't going to have it. They basically don't know anything about me. I have no relationship with them at all. I guess I could try to ally Siculia. No, they're a Roman feudatory. Never mind, Siculia's not going to work. I think Bowie just makes the most sense. Yes, it would put the legions in the path to go towards me, but they'd actually have to get multiple, military access deals to even get to me. And then there's my entire fort network around here, which would slow them down. And again, my core is down here, so as long as I control the seas, I think this is doable. Now, I can't declare war on Rome right this second. I don't have any Casus Belli. I'm not prepared whatsoever. But this gives me a new sort of short-term goal, because this campaign so far has been really defined by my short-term goal to form Illyria, which was really fun. And, I played this game to have fun. What could be more fun than enacting and this is a bit of a spoiler for the Icenia campaign, but you probably know what happens in the Icenia campaign if you're watching this, because that came first. Basically, it's not a huge spoiler, but in the Icenia campaign, I often talk longingly about some sort of long-term plan to do some sort of big raid on Rome, and it never really materialized, never got close enough to Rome to really pull it off. In this campaign, I started right next to Rome, and now's my chance, because this is Rome's early game. They don't really have an answer to this, especially if I have naval dominance. So all that being said, we have ourselves a new short-term plan. We're going to raid Rome and just try and cause tons and tons of damage to them. Basically do what Hannibal did during the Second Punic War. Hannibal went into southern Italy and just kind of chilled there for, I think, years and years and years. He just roamed around, destroying everything and completely causing the Roman civilization to almost collapse until he got screwed up at a couple battles. But basically, what we're hoping to do is come over with our boats, hop off, smash everything, and then hop back on our boats and leave. And here's the key thing. What we need to do is be sure that we can get enough war score from occupying provincial capitals or something to be able to get a white peace and just get out of the war. Because the longer the war goes on, the more of a problem we're gonna have. Because if Rome can just keep it together and not take a peace deal with us, then we can't actually beat them in a war, even with multiple allies. That's the big issue, and that's something I need to decide if it's possible to get the war score to actually knock Rome out of the war before they can basically turn their fury on me. And one thing that we can do is make use of our huge treasury that we got from destroying all the city-state buildings from our previous war against the Greek city-states, and use that to get some mercenaries and have them help me out and whatnot. But again, we shouldn't really be trying to beat Rome in the field. We're not going to be able to. We have to come in and engage in some very dishonorable tactics, come in and just smash up their unfortified cities and then leave, and hope we can somehow convince them to then be at peace with us after that. And we'll make a ton of money, by the way, from sacking, and we'll get tons and tons of slaves straight to our new capital. So that's the plan. We now need to figure out a way to get a claim on Rome. Now, I could just fabricate one. I'll have to wait until we have 20 political influence. And I think what I might do is go for... I think, weirdly, the best call is to actually go for a claim somewhere in Italia. I think I'm likelier to actually annex Italia first before Magna Graecia. Mostly because annexing in Magna Graecia will involve fighting Carthage at some point, and I'm not... if you think that I'm being bold with this Rome plan, I am not touching Carthage. No way. But Italia is looking a little bit more promising. Maybe I could fabricate a claim on... let's see here. I think I might want to fabricate a claim on Picenum, because there's a good chance that Ancona is their current capital, and they don't have a fort here. They actually destroyed the fort that starts here. So just picking some place that doesn't have any forts in it, where their capital, their provincial capital, can't be fortified. I go in, I occupy that, and then I go around and I just smash them up. So that's basically the plan. So what we're going to do is, in a huge twist to our sort of long-term plans to just sort of slowly creep through Greece, we're going to go in and just go for this crazy plan against Rome. Maybe because I'm tired, I'm coming up with this crazy plan, but I've been paused for this whole episode. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully me talking about this insane plan is at least kind of interesting. And I'm going to plan it all out. I'm not going to go in completely wildly. There's going to be a specific, like, multi-step strategy that I might even have to draw out on, like, a piece of paper or something to figure out the exact way to go about this, because Rome has so many juicy targets. They're all on the coastline. They're all unfortified. And as long as they're distracted by wars, which, they're always going to be fighting somebody. So we'll see what's going on in a couple years when we'll have our claim ready and we'll otherwise be in position. In the meantime, let's actually not attack Istria next, which was my plan, because I want to leave them here just in case. I think we should go after Cotinia next, because they only have a few... locations. We just need to get Drawia, and then we should be fine. And we should actually be able to get their unfortified provincial capitals really easily in a super, super quick war. So they are allied, but what we're going to do is just run in, grab Drawia, and then end the war super, super fast. And our military is ready to go. I actually forgot to reduce my maintenance and whatnot. I'll go ahead and reduce the fleet maintenance now, because I don't need my fleet for this war. And aside from that, I think we actually could just go ahead and declare the war if we really want to. Although we should probably raise the levy first before we declare the war. Then we'll just walk into Drawia and try and get the peace deal immediately. We don't want to actually annex anything more than that. We can annex this extra land, which I think is, this is Pannonian land, actually. I don't want to go into Pannonia yet. All right, so let's go ahead and raise our levy. I think we'll just use the... Illyrian levy for this. We're just going to grab Drawia and then end the war right then. Maybe go for Pecentino as well. Let me actually, because they're going to spawn up here, let me actually split this force in half. And let's see here. Yeah, okay. Let's split in half. The second levy is going to come over here. And once their morale is up in a month or so, we will go for that. Now let's go ahead and get our trade goods. Now we're going to trade now for the modifiers, because we have enough slots to make that work. And I probably need to... This episode is going to be a lot of pause time, so I do apologize about that. I have to decide what's going to make the most sense trade modifier-wise. I want to get vegetables, but there's no vegetable sellers at the moment. What's the issue here? Yeah, it just happens to be like that. It just, you can't control that. Let's see. Livestock's a good option for pop promotion speed. I have a lot of tribesmen still that I want to convert into freemen, so let's go for livestock. Let's trade with Carthage, and trade with Carthage again, I think. We're going to be friends with Carthage in this campaign, just like the Achaemenid campaign. Again, a small spoiler, but the Achaemenid campaign had a big Carthage friendship arc that I went on about for a while. Unfortunately, didn't come to anything by the time the campaign came to an ignoble end, but it is what it is. Good trade for spices, actually. Citizen happiness and output is pretty good. I don't really have a lot of options right now. Spices would at least be valuable, but the import value is so low. That's not going to really make a huge difference. I want to get leather for the light infantry defense bonus, but only one seller right now. How close are we? Not very close. It's all capital bonus balances. That's a shame. As my aggressor expansion goes down, I may be able to get a couple more goods. Let's hold off for now. Let's trade for the second. Actually, no. Let's trade for something in the meantime. Let's trade for spice in the meantime from Carthage. But we may drop the spice trade later and get different things. What spice is going to do for us is give us national citizen output, which is pretty good, to be fair. Okay, that's that. And one thing I will do as well is, do I need to build anything over here? I'm going to save this money, though, for the future wars that I will engage in. Let's save the money. I need to stockpile money in case I need to use mercenaries for the war against Rome later on. Can I afford to lower my fort mains? That'd be pretty aggressive. I should have lowered it after the previous war, but I forgot to. No big deal. All right, let's go ahead and unpause. 20 minutes in here. We got all of our stuff that we got, so we got all the new stuff from our new holdings we can sell. I guess we'll sell to Adricia. All right. Sell to Sardinia, sure. Touched by Hermes, Epidomnos has seen a huge influx of traders and travelers from far and wide recently. One of our advisors jokingly suggests that we must have been blessed by Hermes himself. It might have been a joke, but paying our dues to the god might be a good idea nonetheless. It could only be a boost in long-term business, right? Ooh. Okay, so this is like the supercharged version of the event that I got earlier in the series. So we're not going to do this one. Even though that's a pretty strong bonus, we don't really have a lot of our money coming from tax. Yeah, even at this point, you can see our commerce income has really surpassed our tax income. It's only going to get more asymmetrical as we go. You make so much more money from commerce in this game, unless you're really focused on slave micro, which I'm not at this point. I'm just going to get the money, and I'll get a nice bonus in Epidomnos. Happy with that. Oh my gosh, what do you want, Thrace? Salt? You can have my salt, Thrace. Anything for you. Okay. Apologies, my, I don't know if I have a cold or what the issue is, but my voice is just not at its most serene. More? Really? Okay. Oh, right, commercial ventures. That's pretty good. Okay, so, what do we get now? Anything change? I don't see any chances for a combo that I want that I didn't have before. So let's just trade one more spice copy. More money. For now. Alright. Full morale, or almost essentially full morale, but I'll wait until we get into position to launch the attack. Yeah, my manpower max was 3,000 before, now it's down to 25,000. Or 2,500. I don't know exactly what is modifying it there, but who knows. Let's declare the war, take Dueria. They're going to call in Erowiskia. This will be a very, very quick war. I hope to just get a peace deal very quickly. But will they take a peace deal? Hold on. Let me actually try something here. They're a regional power. I may not do this. I threaten war for... Or I have to do it... it's on the individual... That's really annoying. If I could do it, they wouldn't do it anyways. It's actually not that far off. Okay, that's good to know that it's only on the settlement level, so I have to do this manually. That's unfortunate. I think because they probably won't agree to a peace deal within a number of months, and by that point their army will arrive. Let me actually go ahead and not be this risky. Raise my Macedonian force as well. Actually, we can raise it down here, because they're going to be super close. Raise it in Moesia. Make sure they're on the right thing here. Yep. And let's also take an ally in the area that can help us out. I'm actually ally Skordiskia. Yeah, they're up for it. I'm catching them at a moment where they... Actually, no, they have an ally. Okay, I don't know why they're up for it, but I'll ally Skordiskia just to distract Cotinia. Honestly, Latovikia may be a better ally for distraction purposes because they're also going to distract Aerowiskia a little bit more efficiently, and they're going to drag them away from my southern end. That being said, if they want to work on Rosetia, that'd be fine. And Alang Skordiskia gives me the other bonus of letting me move through Damawia over to Salinae without needing to get a military access treaty, which I guess wouldn't be a huge problem to secure anyways. I think Latovikia would be a better ally for this purpose, and I don't need to fight Latovikia super soon. I just need literally this one location, I think. Yeah, which I can actually threaten war on them for once our truce ends after I drop the alliance after this war. So let's ally Latovikia and actually just get a military access treaty with Skordiskia, which of course they'll accept because in this game, I don't think I've ever seen the AI not do a military access treaty unless you've literally got minus 200 relations with them. Okay. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and declare the war. Call in Latovikia. Oh, we have to wait 1 month. We'll wait 1 month. That's totally fine. We'll get our Macedonian levy time to recover just a little bit. Look at this treasury. Wow. Making a lot of money from commerce right now. Absolutely. Very good stuff. 20th of June. Talos is still close to being disloyal, but not quite there. Under the guidance of Balawais Aliazonid, Illyria has gone from strength to strength. Some of our advisors are recommending the institution of a new tax in order that the national treasury might share in this prosperous era. This guy loses popularity. I'm not concerned about him. Or Sirosk gets good-natured, which I recall from the previous campaign is a trait that doesn't do anything or doesn't say what it does. So I'd rather just get this tax bonus. Let's see how this affects my economy. It affects it, is what I have to say about that. All right, let's go ahead and go to war. Call these guys in. All right, let's go for it. Declare war on Cotinia to take the little section of Duaria that they remain in charge. Look at all these. Fortify your... Oh my god. Look at just how fractured all these AIs are. Absolutely wild. All right, in you go. Is this level 1? Yeah. Excuse me. I'm allergic to bad fort placement. Like, I'm trying to be conservative with my fort placement, but this is just out of control. At the very least, like, don't own all these sections of province, whatever. I'll never be okay with the way the AI doesn't fortify. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it is what it is. Rhyming has occurred. Where's your army, by the way? Oh, there they are, okay. Oh, they got multiple groups as well, that's pretty good. I probably will have to get Salin. Oh! Well, I guess this is happening whether I want it to or not. It says we're likely to win. Oh, they got 3 marshal. Oh, that's really sad. Who is this guy? Is this their leader? Ooh. Yikes. Well, that's pretty bad. This is a pretty bad fight for me, but their really low marshal guy is gonna screw it up for them. Alright, I guess I'll take that there. Fine with me. They'll have to get through my fort network to get anywhere, so that should be fine. We'll take a couple losses on the Macedonian levy, but should not be a huge problem. Alright, so let's see. What do we do with you? I think we catch you over here. And I think, yeah, your morale's screwed up right now. I think you actually also go over. I want to get these 2 forces reunited for safety. Yep. Should be fine. Battle of Salinae should end with a couple casualties, but should be a victory. Okay, so not the best trade in the universe, but it is what it is. We have the manpower to take a fight like this. Alright. Well, I guess now we don't have the manpower to take a siege like this. That's a little annoying. That's fine. Let's catch these guys while they're at low morale. Okay. This should be pretty unproblematic. Alright. And we'll unify our forces. Okay, so now that that's done, let 1 day go by. How are you feeling about this? Okay, you're not even going to take a white piece yet, so... No, I don't want that. Hold on. Reset. I just want this. This is all I want. Literally all I want. We just got to get up to meet their 69, what's it called? Reasons for acceptance. Alright, so this is just going to be a slow slog to get there. That's fine. Alright, scare them away. We'll just meet up here. Actually, hold on. Shoot, okay. How many cab do we have over here? I'm giving you cab. You're coming back over to work on the siege with these guys. Hold on, what they is this considered within the fort zone of control? Is this their capital? That can't be right. No, I guess they mean provincial capital. Alright, actually I think, let's see. I think this fort actually won't matter. I'm not going to worry about this fort siege, actually. I don't think this fort is close enough to count as being a fort near the thing. It's actually pretty far away, all things considered. Let's not worry about that, actually. Let's just come back around. Yeah. Not going to be a huge problem. They're going to get a lot more war score from me. This is going to be a pretty casualty, or a pretty manpower inefficient war for me, just to get this little bit of land, but it is definitely worth getting under control. Let's see here. Go for that. We're going to come in and catch these guys. That's good. Battles do give me war score too, so I just want to get war score right now. And here we go. Pass in here. Okay, so they've got more guys that have come in. When are you getting here? Tomorrow? Okay, yeah, we're fine. 31st. Just end before the 31st and we'll be in the clear. Okay, this is now a problem. Okay, they take this beast still right now. Alright, let's just... I don't want to... I think I sort of... Let's see here. Make sure that this is the right thing. Area. Yeah. I'm just not going to even bother dealing with the losses from that fight. Cretinian Duaria to Illyria. This should be all that I need. Yep. Alright. Cretinian Duaria to Illyria. That's good. It moved my capital, though. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright, now let's, very quickly, before my casualties get calculated, stand down our levies. Very good. So even though we took a lot of damage to our armies there, because we stood down the levies before they could draw from our manpower bank, the casualties sort of didn't count, as it were, so that was very cheesy. But this was an annoying little war just to get this little bit of land. Got that under control. Now our Illyrian borders are actually contiguous with the region. Or not, that's not the right word, not contiguous. They overlap fully with the region, and we have to switch this back over now. Relocate capital down to Castra. I think this is the right spot for it still. Yep. There we go. Good stuff. And now what do we have here? So we've got no buildings at all. Okay, so basically worthless land, but just to get our just to get our region fully under control on that side. All right, took care of that. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Epirus has seized Bylus, and they're actually still... Okay, this is the the Antigonids. Are you fighting Macedon, Athens? Okay, so you're fighting Macedon now. They hadn't actually been fighting Macedon directly for a while, so interesting to see that. I think now's my chance. Once my armies are ready again, when's this going to be? 1 year, 2 months? About 1 year. Yeah, this is now my chance to go for Epirus, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's go for low fort maintenance, just to be risky. Not to be risky, but because we can. All right. Good stuff. Let's resume. As soon as our armies are ready to be raised again, we will... hold on. We will go to war with Epirus. And once we have our Greek holding under our control again, even just Bylus would have been fine, but we're going to take all of Epirus probably. Once that is the case, then we'll go for the Rome invasion. Once we have the extra 2,000 men. Yeah, our max has gone up to 3,000 again. Good stuff. I'm annoyed that I took some kind of bad fights there. I'm kind of tired right now, so not playing at my best. But worked out fine. I managed to lower my army before they were able to tell my manpower bank about the losses. We're in the clear. Okay, here's... Okay, I saw it briefly. Civic advances. Alright. Perfect. Now, that was... Pop capacity 1% and global monthly food modifier. I don't recall... I think I already got the extra from Logistics Bureau. I could actually get movement of water and get 1 free province investment, which would give me 1 more trade slot over in Liburnia if I really wanted to. Or build cost, which would be nice to get earlier in the game than later. Kind of a tough call. Probably shouldn't just focus over there, though. Let's see. I think I want to grab monthly ruler pop gain plus 0.02 in order to get access to the integrated culture bonuses and province loyalty and whatnot down here sooner rather than later. So let's grab this now. Ensuring that everyone has recourse to appeal against actions or indictments protects both the people and gives our government an air of fairness. Due process. Alright, there we go. Alright, I have a lot of money banked up right now, but I want to save it still. Until I have a good thing to put it to use for. The fact that I'm creating glass here is hilarious. That's so powerful. Also, let's go ahead and dissolve our alliance with Lactavicia before they drag us into some sort of war against my will. Epirus is also allied with Corcyra, so we should keep that in mind. Oh, here comes the Antigonids. Look at that. Yikes. Antigonids are strong. This is a mercenary force, to be fair, but the fact that they can afford the 13,000 mercenary force doesn't make me feel any better. Demodamus, the expert explorer, he's back. Across hill and dale, valley and brook, the expert explorer Demodamus of Miletos has once again made his way to our border. The haggard Macedonian looks every bit the worn traveler, clad in fraying cloak and threadbare sandals, yet the twinkle in his eye tells of wealth of knowledge hidden behind his craggy face. Asking only a small sum this time for his continued travels, Demodamus offers us a beautiful gilt candlestick which he claims to have sourced from a mausoleum belonging to a fallen king beyond the Indus. So we could get the whale fat candle, which gives us -1 local unrest in a holy site province. So that's not going to help us too much. We pay 92 money to him. He gains some traits. Your game's a trait. Lose popularity on Cirrus. He gets a bad trait. Or he moves here. This is, again, a very interesting and strong character. I kind of don't want to interrupt his travels. I don't know how he could play into local politics, so I don't really want to do either of these two things, though. I guess I'll go ahead and allow him to move here. I just don't want to take the popularity hit on Cirrus or pay for this item that I'm not going to be able to use anytime soon. Yeah, he can end his journey here in Illyria. Illyria is a pretty cool place to live, honestly. I wouldn't begrudge him making that option. The cult to Tyche. Lately, we have seen growing numbers of people following Tyche, seeking the fortune of the gods. A priest and his small group of followers has arrived in Inona, looking for a new home for their cult. They promise good fortune and that our people will be well taken care of if they are given some sizable funds and help in getting started. Okay, so let's see. The Cult of Fortune settles in Inona. We get a freeman in Inona. We lose money and we lose stability. Well, I have both of those things to take this option because I saw this option look pretty bad. We lose 20 legitimacy, which is very, very severe. I have no idea why that is what happens here. And Cirrus loses popularity. All right, fine. I'll let Tyche settle down in Inona. Let's go take a look at what that does to Inona as well. Stability drop and lost some money. Did this form a didn't even form a holy site? Did it? No, I don't think so, right? No. What did it do to Inona? Did it do anything? It said something happens in Inona. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but we got a freeman from it, so that's pretty good. Not gonna be too upset about that. Rome? Oh wow, now they're getting sieged up here. Yeah, Rome is really not looking to be in the best of shape right now. They don't have a really great martial consul, so that's something to keep in mind. Because this guy's going to be in charge of all of the Italian levies, and they probably have a mixed legion levy army right now. I guess I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played as Rome actually that often, despite this being a game where you're sort of supposed to play as Rome. I actually don't really play as Rome that often, and not super recently when some of the most recent patches came out. I guess recently. I guess whenever those were coming out a year ago or so. Because those changed a lot of things that affect Rome's start quite a bit, including the military changes. Either way, we'll see pretty soon exactly what Rome's military is looking like. All right. December of... basically December of this year is when we can go to war with Epirus, which I think we definitely will. Before they get some sort of crazy ally, like Antagonids or Macedon. I guess they probably won't ally Macedon because they were just fighting. If they ally Antagonids, I'm in huge trouble because then Epirus is untouchable, and I obviously want to grab this territory before that does happen. I think I'm going to bring the Ionian fleet down to Lissos temporarily just for the Epirot War, because right now it's kind of far away. I'm going to get it into position sooner. Let's also get a claim started on Rome with our 20 political influence. I mentioned earlier that we're going to do this. Fabricate a claim, and we're going to go probably for, what did I say? Picenum. Let's find it in this huge list. Province of Picenum. Let's go ahead and go for this. Alright. Now, let's hope they don't start fortifying their Picenum holdings, but I don't think they will, just because I'm claiming it. I'm not sure if the AI knows that I'm claiming it. It probably does know, all things considered. Also, war exhaustion is basically under control, so that's pretty good. Tyranny is not under control, so that's not very good, but can't have everything in life, can we? Things are looking okay. Darcia is... what is Darcia's problem, exactly? Not entirely sure what the issue is. Well, this is getting kind of close to the danger zone, so let's, oh, we don't have the, once we have the influence, let's switch this back over to local autonomy. That should take care of it. Istria is basically fine. Dindaria, as usual, is not so fine. What's our culture spread looking like? I'm seeing a lot of Taulantian around here. Andorba was not a Taulantian, I guess actually it doesn't matter. Or it's not super representative because it only has 2 population. How about over here? I think these have been some converts. How about an Epidomnos? Yeah, it's mostly Taulantian now. That might have also been from migration, but we have been converting people to Taulantian slowly but surely with our cultural assimilation thing. Hold on, now we can see what their fleet looks like. Yeah, okay, as I expected, this is a mixed Liburnian trireme fleet. Slightly heavier on the Liburnians. I think my 40 Liburnians can probably beat this fleet. I think it's probably going to be a fairly safe fight. Although they have this 14 Marshal Admiral. I don't like that at all. I need to get some good admirals to deal with that. Because this guy, 9 Marshal, that's not so bad. 9 Marshal, again. Not bad Marshal, but 14 Marshal, that's... A 14 Marshal Admiral could probably beat a 40 fleet of Liburnians with a combination of Liburnians and Triremes. Because again, Triremes are better than Liburnians. Just by a little bit. But the reason I'm going for Liburnians is for long-term, my probing attack idea. So I think what I might do is... Let's see here. I think I'm going to go for it. I think I'm going to start building up my level 3 port and start to actually get some medium ships out. Because I can afford it right now. Do I build it, though, in Epidamnos? I do have more building slots up here, and honestly, I think it'd be more important to have Epidamnos, or Epidamnos have, I don't know what to call it, both phraseologies are fine. Epidamnos, I think it's a more militarily, strategically well-located spot than my capital. Having my capital have a level 3 port, I'll eventually get that, but I think I want to build it in Epidamnos first, especially in the context of it's going to be a very strategically important spot for the Roman war. So let's go ahead and get a level 3 port built here. Use up a lot of our money. Ports are really, really expensive to build. Maybe we should have gotten that build cost innovation after all. Oh well. Also, I think Macedon might be about to get fully annexed by the Antigonids, which is very alarming. 64? What? I don't think I've ever seen 64% siege chance. I've never seen it get this high. This must be some technology that the Antigonids have. They are getting really close to me, which I am alarmed by. Although, as usual, Athens is perpetually occupying their northern section, very strangely. Not sure what to make of that at all. Very bizarre. But this game has just had a very strange timeline. Okay, Rome has beat the Valerians. Now they're fighting... Who is this? This guy here on the island. On Sicily. What's it called? I'm trying to remember the Latin name for it. But yeah, Sicily. I think they actually took like a white peace because these guys are still here. Or they took a very bad peace deal for Roman purposes. Anyways, 1st of October, let's go ahead and grab our next omen. Is now the time to switch Hera. Oof. That would put me down to below 20 stability. That would be pretty bad, but I was kind of talking about switching Hera. The one that I'd sort of like to switch to is Athena because of the passive monthly political influence bonus. That's really strong. And also the Omen for research points isn't the worst thing in the universe, but there are a couple other good options here. Prophet's Loyalty, though, is pretty handy. Just has an option. And Citizen Happiness, by default, is pretty good, too. Monthly Tyranny Reduction could actually be kind of handy in my future. Or Ruler Pop Gain. Actually, this one looks really promising, because Integrated Culture Happiness 4%, that's really good for my strategy. And Clickable Ruler Pop Gain could be quite good. Although, all these options are good. That's the issue. Passive Monthly Ruler Pop Gain is pretty good, too. Zeus is just a really strong option. I think if I was going to switch, it would probably be to Athena for the passive. Also noting, of course, that the Research Omen, since I'm probably going to be clicking Apollo forever for manpower bonuses, manpower recovery bonuses, I don't need to worry about the Omen of Athena too much. I think this is 15, right? Oof. That would put me below 20, which means my government won't be modifiable for a little while, but I can always stab a pig, and that'll help out. Actually, hold on. Can I? No, I need 100. What am I talking about? I can't stab a pig. Fake news. I think because it's going to trend back up over 20 pretty quick, I think this is my chance to go for it. Because, yeah. Actually, hold on. I may not be allowed to declare war while my government is this destabilized. Let's hold off. I'm actually running pretty good stability normally. Let's not go for it right now and risk everything just because. So let's go for Apollo again, and I need to play around, as I like to say. Manpower recovery speed, boost that up. As our manpower maximum gets larger, the manpower monthly tick will get larger because it's a percentage, and then this bonus will get stronger over time. Okay, let's continue along. If Rome actually fights Carthage, that would also be the opportune moment to strike, because that will really distract them. Carthage is the only nation in this part of the world that can really truly threaten Rome. Let's see. Ooh. I wanted to see how my old Achaea tag was doing. Not so well, it looks like. It looks like they've been subsumed by the Silurians, and Dumnonia is going crazy down here. Okay, well, in this timeline, things are looking... As usual, Brigantia has gotten really tall and lanky. That's their standard situation. Alright, so over here in my old stomping ground, things are not looking so great for the Taulantia Campaign in this timeline. But over in this timeline, the Illyria, or the Taulantian Campaign, is going strong, which we all appreciate, of course. Alright. Also have to save this money in order to actually build those medium ships once we're ready for that sack of the Hephaestus Temple. All right, this is the Antigonids. I'm actually gonna get this one specifically because it's the Antigonids. I really don't want the Antigonids to get mad at me. Macedon was scary in episode 1, but the Antigonids are much scarier, honestly, because they have a larger nation than Macedon. Even though things are going crazy over here, they've got the population to basically. Oh wow. That is bad timing for me. This revolt is right in the land that I want to be taking in my thing. Who's this? Oh, this is the governor of Macedon. He's disloyal. That's not going to be acceptable for the war that we're about to do. So let's go ahead and bribe this guy. I think I bribed him before, and it may have just worn off. So let's do that there. That's fine. I also need to make sure I do the policy switch when I have 10. Political influence. Port is done. That's fine. Build the second layer, the second port. Yeah, this is a civil war. I don't remember how civil wars work when I'm attacking one of the sides. I hope that Epirus just ends the civil war super quick. Actually, this is kind of good, because Epirus is going to have to siege down Apollonia, which means if I attack them as soon as they restore their nation, the Apollonian fort should be completely depleted, and I'll be able to run in there before their garrison regenerates and get a completely free siege of Apollonia, which I believe does actually only is a level 1 fortress because Epirus has sacked it a whole bunch of times. So this is actually kind of nice. This will delay my attack on Epirus, so I'm not going to attack them quite yet. But what this will give me is a much freer occupation of Apollonia, which is nice because that's the gateway into Epirus. So that is fine. Let's hold off and see what they're going to do here. Here comes Corcyra, their ally, as well. So let's just hope that while this is going on, they're not getting another ally. Also, Antagonids have annexed this stuff down here, which means I'm actually going to split the Epirus province with the Antagonids, which is very scary. Okay, hold on. They finished their war. Did this deplete the garrison? No, it didn't. It did a little bit, but I guess the Civil War ended automatically. Actually, this is good, though, because now Corcyra, I think, is exiled. I don't remember if they become unexiled if a war starts and they're in a proper spot, but they're exiled when the war's starting. Anyways, let's not wait around to find out. Oh, hold on. Look at this guy's marshal, and look at this guy's marshal. These guys do not have the good generals right now. This is perfect. All right, this is my chance. Let's go for it. Let's declare the war to take Should I go for Illyria Greca? Let's actually go for Illyria. I think let's just go for Illyria Greca. I don't need to worry about war score that much because I'm going to be fully annexing them most likely. They're going to call in Corcyra. Is there any reason I should declare on Corcyra instead? Probably not. Should I have an ally for this war? Seems like it would be a good idea. Yeah. Antagonids would make for a very interesting ally, and that would make me less scared of them, but they're also outside of my range because their capital is... Is their capital still over here? Hold on. Wait a minute. Where is their capital? Oh, God. Wait. Is their capital Chamon? What are you doing? Why did you move your capital over here? What in the world? Okay, this... Oh, wow, this is so cursed. Okay, I need to stop looking at the Antagonids too closely. It's just asking for trouble. So not the Antagonids. Who else wants to help me fight Epirus? I actually think it should be fine. What I might do is... Oh, hold on, these guys aren't available yet. What I should maybe do is get mercenaries to help, because I'm actually not sure I can take on Epirus with the force that I'll raise here. Because whether or not Corcyra is black-flagged when the war starts matters a lot. Because if they become un-black-flagged, which I'm nervous they will, this is a this would become a 6,000 stack, which would cause trouble for me. But no one borders Epirus to the south. This is actually kind of awkward. I think I need to call in mercenaries for this war. And I don't have a lot of options here. I just have a bunch of expensive mercenaries. 85 gold for this huge stack. That's not worth it. Anyone cheaper than that, you're looking a bit more my speed, but you're really far away. But also 11 martial. I think I'll delay the war a little further. I'm also going to get my Macedonian levy up and running. I also need to turn my army maintenance back up, and also my fort maintenance. Let's not forget about that. And also fleet maintenance, so I actually can't start the war quite yet. Let's get these guys into position. And raise them there. Bring them all down. And get a mercenary force ready as well. I wish I had vision down here, because there's so many mercenaries who live around here. That's fine, though. Any mercs? I think we're just going to go for you. 4.5k, this is basically going to be what I need. Wait, hold on. 85 gold for you. Is it just a flat amount, and then it's the monthly cost? Oh, it's just the monthly cost. So it's 85 by default, and then it's the monthly cost, yeah. So 2.36 versus, what was this, like 8 something? Yeah. Definitely not justifiable. Let's hire Margani's mercenaries. We're not looking to completely overwhelm them with numbers. We're just looking to get a comparable number. Alright. Let's hire them. Bring them down. It'll take them about a year to get their morale back up, so that's fine. We'll get everything in order. I think I'll do some naval action as well. Carry maybe one of my armies or two of my armies over around Apollonia. Yeah, so ultimately the Apollonian, the Civil War is not going to play a role in the Epirot War, but we are looking to be in good position. And once I have Epirus under control, I think what I'll do, because because Antagonids have Ambracia, I'm actually kind of tempted to leave an independent Epirus in control of some of this terrain in between me and Antagonids, because I want to slow down the Antagonids reaching me. Once I actually do my Roman invasion, assuming that I can pull it off, because it's a pretty big idea, I'll be able to just get so much money and be able to deal with the expanding Antagonids, because they're about to expand to my Illyria Greca borders as well, which I need to keep in mind. War with the Antagonids doesn't look super far off, and they are a more natural opponent than Rome. But again, Rome is just so tempting. They're so unfortified. And once they fight Carthage especially, they're going to be really distracted. So lots of stuff to ponder on. I'll think through what I want to do exactly with the Epirus invasion, or the Epirot invasion. Probably I'll split a force away and take them by sea. Maybe to land at Corcyra. Maybe actually to funnel them over to Corcyra, try and trap them there, which I think could work pretty well now that I think about it. So lots of ideas, but we will check back with that next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.